Mr. Smithers, good afternoon to you. First of all, are you happy with the response overnight from President Ramaphosa that he needs until Friday to engage on this issue brought up by the Gauteng Liquor Forum?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea for him to do that, because it's obviously a very complex issue with a lot of factors affecting both the liquor industry as well as the South African population generally. And I do think it's important that therefore he consults as widely as possible. And I think also tries to present a much broader picture of what the liquor ban is about than has been presented so far, because the message I think most people are getting is that it's a policing issue, because Minister Cele talks about it a lot of the time, talks about policing it, but there's not much being said about why it's so important to control liquor at this time in terms of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Well, in your own words then, what beyond the law and order issue are the benefits here?
Well, I think one of the key ones is social distancing. The fact is that, as we all know, if somebody has been drinking, then, and I'm not talking about somebody who's even particularly drunk, but somebody who's had a couple of drinks, two or three drinks, is more likely to relax and to not be so cautious about observing things like social distancing, about the various health requirements that are involved in trying to curb the pandemic. There are other issues related to alcohol. Alcohol is a toxin, and there's countless research that indicates that it reduces the immune system of the body, particularly if you drink too much, and that compromises your body's ability to fight, for example, a communicable disease like COVID.
Fair enough. And it's your contention, is it then, that that particular side of the debate hasn't been well enough articulated?
Absolutely not. I mean, I think that the Minister of Health should be talking about it. The Minister of Social Development should be talking about it. Minister of Cogta should be talking about it, so that when they do these ministerial briefings, that issue is raised, because if people understand why the alcohol ban is in place, not just that they have to obey it, then I think people might be more willing to accommodate it.
All right. How do you find the balance then between livelihood? Because we know that thousands of people's jobs are on the line as a result of this clampdown. Between livelihood, as I say, on the one side, and also the lockdown health issues that you have also raised. Surely, Mr. Smithers, there's a middle ground here.
Well, the question, I suppose, arises, why would we give alcohol special treatment in this instance? Let's just assume, I mean, government took a decision, rightly or wrongly, and it's quite interesting that South African government took the decision it did, like Lesotho, Botswana, other African countries, because if you look at Europe, they haven't actually banned alcohol. But the fact is that our government did decide to ban alcohol completely, so it has been deemed to be a non-essential service and a non-essential product. So now why would special dispensation be given to alcohol and not, for example, to hardware? I mean, a lot of people have said, open the hardware shops, because we're all stuck at home, we can fix things. Or, perhaps stationery. I mean, a lot of people are working at home. They are trying to run their businesses from their home, trying to do what they're doing from home. They don't have ink for their printers. They don't have various, so there's a whole range of issues around the economic thing, where we have to say why in particular alcohol. Absolutely, it's a serious problem. And the Gauteng Liquor Forum doesn't represent big liquor distributors, big liquor, it represents small distributors, and they are hard hit. But then government has to step in and assist, and there is a national trust tourism fund that can apply to, but the Liquor Forum says that not enough effort has been made to assist the liquor outlets, and that should happen.
Okay, let's wait and see. Mr. Smithers, I'm going to cut across you because we're starting to lose audio from you, but I think you've made your point. And let's wait and see. Not your fault. Let's wait and see what the decision from President Ramaphosa is at the end of the week. Maurice Smithers, Director of the Southern African Alcohol Policy Alliance. This is ENC.